Morning, everybody. It's 8:43 on this Thursday morning, and because it's Thursday, it is claims day. And they just can't seem to show any real momentum. We had initial claims at 228,000. That was versus 230 as an estimate, but versus 237 last month. Pardon me, last week. And so we're actually down 9,000 on claims. And frankly, it should be moving in the other direction. Continuing claims did move up, 1,764,000. That's up 33,000. Then we had the Philly Fed. The Philly Fed was a huge miss yet again, down 14.5%. The estimate was for down 10, and that also is unfavorable vis-a-vis month over month. Um, so no real action in the markets. Earlier, the Dow was up 57, then it went to up 28 right after that uh, claims number, and currently we are up only 20. The S&P, which was down 1 to down 10, is now down about 12. And the NASDAQ, which was down 94, then down 101, is now down 121. So there you have it. Asia and Europe are mixed. Um, and looking at the carryover from last night's numbers, Tesla, which was down quite a bit more, actually traded down to 275, is 279 and change, down 11 and change, or down 4. And that was on a beat on revenues and earnings. Netflix, last night, was down as low as 430. Last is 447. That's still down 29.76 or 6.2. They beat on earnings, missed on revenues, but guided above on earnings and below on consensus. So nobody likes that. Johnson and Johnson beats by 18 cents, 161 up 226. Taiwan Semiconductor, though, goes the other way. Their numbers were a beat by 7 cents on earnings and revenues. Uh, Q3 revenues in line as far as guidance. The stock is 99 and a half, and that's down 3.5%, $3.56. IBM had a pretty decent quarter. Um, it beat on earnings, inline revenues, fiscal year 23 revenue growth and free cash flow reaffirmed. Travelers, uh, which was higher before, is now lower. Was 173 and change, up 260. They missed, and they missed big. They missed by almost $2, but beat on revenue, and that was mostly catastrophic losses. And we're now 169 and down $1.56, as opposed to 73 up 260. DR Horton, big beat, beats by $1.07, beats on revenues, guides next quarter revenues above consensus. The stock is 133, and that's up about $5. Las Vegas Sands was a beat. The stock is down. Discovery Financial pounded. They missed by 13 cents. Revenues were just in line, and they said that they are in discussion with regulators regarding card product classification. I have no idea what that means, but they hate it. The stock is 107. That's down almost 15 or 12%. And I want to make a mention of Blackstone because they just had the CEO, the president of Blackstone on. This is a company, if you recall, not that long ago, stopped allowing their investors to pull out of a real estate fund. Um, all they could say about it was, well, we told them, it was there in the prospectus. And bottom line is they didn't. And they're now saying that they missed. And in fact, the stock had closed 108. It got as high as 110 on the headline, down to 104, last 104 and a half, down 367 or 3.4%. And this guy who talks about the ESG initiatives that they've undertaken, and they've crossed $1 trillion under management, and all of the lollipops and rainbows that you can imagine. But the problem is obviously still there because the one thing that he did say when asked about dividend is we don't really have a lot of distributable cash. So, first, the illiquidity of the real estate deal. Now they don't really have that much cash um, for return to shareholders. So, um, on top of all of that, these jackasses put a Saudi on their board, even though with all the ESG stuff, they kind of ignored the fact that the people that they're dealing with, that they just put on their board, assassinated Khashoggi not that long ago. So, what a load of crap. Okay, sugar. We're long the sugar. It came right down to this red line, which is the 100-day MA. Spent 3 days there near it, and then started up yesterday. Went from hitting that line and being down on the day to being up and closing about 3/4 up on the range. Today, higher high, higher low. The problem over here is obviously this 50-day, the orange line, and this general area on the fib retracement. But we'll have to see. Remember, we have next month's calls on this, and I think we could be substantially higher by next month. We only paid a dime for them. They closed 9 cents yesterday, and they were 5 bid offered at 15. So it's not a difficult one to be in. There isn't much exposure, and the bottom line is it looks decent to me moving forward. And we have over a month. Grains giving back just a little earlier, now up on the day. Nobody knows what's going on in Russia. Nobody knows what's going on with the Black Sea Accord that the Russians have canceled so that Ukraine can't ship their grain, which would be pretty ugly. Um, Oil is up a little after being just down a little. Nat gas is up 9 cents, so that's a pretty nice move. The gold and silver are both slightly lower, copper slightly higher, actually higher by almost 6 cents. I was really kind of hoping we'd get down into the 375 area. We did not. Now we're back to 387. Cotton up 40 cents. Coffee up 70 cents, really not much of anything. As I mentioned, the sugar high of the day up 20 cents. Cocoa down a little. The market's S&P is now, let's just see, Dow is up 28. NASDAQ is still lower on the day. Let's take a look and see what the real current prices. S&Ps are down 12, as I said before, and the Dow again up 28. And let's just check on the Nas. The Nas is down 120, and obviously Tesla and Netflix weighing on that. The bonds after the claims numbers and Philly Fed down a point, which is helping the dollar. This is its first move above 100. Got there yesterday, but couldn't close there. Closed 99.99, I think. But now it's up 24 cents at spot, par spot 23. Bitcoin higher, Ethereum higher. And that's about it, folks. I'll be back later.